few years ago, MLSE identified that our existing broadcast lighting infrastructure was simply not living up to the standards of today's modern lighting fixtures and requirements for the NHL and NBA.
This was a project that we undertook about a year and a half ago. We started looking at this, and this organization has historically looked at this project as a high important project for some time. Really, we just needed to find an opportunity to get the work done, and so we were working on this pre-pandemic, and obviously the pause in our business created an opportunity for us to get the upgrade done.
Over the last few years, both the NHL and the NBA have set guidelines for new broadcast requirements and lighting levels required inside of a professional sporting arena. Being a multi-sport facility, those two requirements aren't identical. So when looking for a partner, we needed to choose someone that could both satisfy the NHL requirements and the NBA requirements.
When we first learned about Scotia Bank converting to LED, we were pretty excited about that opportunity, knowing that it is one of, if not the busiest arena in the world. And so because we developed Lumadapt for that multi-purpose type of arena, we knew we would be the perfect fit. And once we got in touch with the folks at Scotia Bank, it became pretty clear right away that we were speaking the same language.
The system we replaced was the building original system, and it was a metal halide lighting system, very high power, of about 270 fixtures. They were 1,000 watts each. And basically they utilized shutters, so when we went to blackout for any of our intermission activities, we actually didn't turn the lights off because the refiring took so long. We just closed the shutters, and that's how we accomplished our black lookout for intermission activities. We went to market and we looked at the offerings of all the other competitors to Cooper and Ephesus, and really what we found was that it was the one fixture that really integrated everything we were looking for. So it could do the hockey and basketball lighting. It's tunable from a color perspective. The beam spread can be tuned as well, so we can make the beam spread thinner or wider. And then the other thing that was really attractive to MLSE was the RGB integration. So the fixtures here have RGB integration, and really that'll help us enhance our fan experience.
The Ephesus Lumadapt product is a system that we developed for indoor arenas. It is adjustable and adaptable to meet the needs of the arena today as well as into the future. And we've taken a lot of feedback from venue operators who are concerned with the broadcast, with the fan experience, and with the entertainment value for the fans. And so we've developed a system that addresses all of those needs.
The new lighting system actually has a couple different scenes built. We have a hockey scene, a basketball scene. We're able to tune the color for each of those scenes so that it's more conducive to the playing environment. And then we also have a night scene, which is just safety lighting overnight when we're not doing any other activities, and then a maintenance scene, which is used for cleaning and any other maintenance activities that happen in the bowl.
So me personally, obviously I kind of look after most of the programming and the visual elements that we produce before the games and during the games, and so this allows me now to actually take advantage of the broadcast lighting and the actual game lighting, and use it as a theatrical element as well, rather than just, again, having it just be able to go on and off. I can now do different chases or strobes or colors or any number of different things that I may want to play with. So it's great in that sense. It's super flexible, and yeah, it allows us to sort of elevate our presentation a lot higher than it would have been in the past.
One of the things we did with Lumadapt is we created a unique light source where you can adjust its beam angle and its color temperature. So that's a completely custom solution to Ephesus, and nobody else on the market is offering that today.
When selecting a product, we need to evaluate the many different facets of the ROI. That's from energy consumption, maintenance, support, longevity. Many times we focus strictly on energy consumption, as that is the most prevalent. But running a facility of this magnitude and being able to support those infrastructures and that equipment is quite costly. The manpower to service it, the replacement parts, the longevity of the fixture. And when we selected Ephesus, we saw that they had great value in all of these categories. So ensuring that when we invested with them, that we were going to get great return on investment for our dollar.
One of our main concerns obviously was energy efficiency, and as we sort of try to become a more sustainable operation and responsible community partners, one of the things that was a challenge with our old lighting system is it was either on at 100% or off at 0. And the new system that we have now can be dimmed all the way to 0. So when we go to our night light mode, for example, we're running a select number of fixtures at about 15% just to create enough safety lighting. So really it's a lot more efficient than what we had here before. Ephesus and Cooper worked with us to integrate all of our emergency lighting and work lighting to LEDs. So the bowl behind me now is all 100% LED.
With Lumadapt, not only is it packed with technology and capability, but we're consistently seeing around a 75% energy reduction. So when we can reduce fixture count, in some cases up to 50%, as well as have a fixture that's almost twice as efficient as the previous generation of technology, it all kind of adds up to this almost 75% reduction in a lot of cases.
Having the LEDs, not only are they energy efficient, but they're much more versatile. They can perform a lot more actions than just the regular metal halide lamps. And the cost savings, obviously, that goes along with that over time is huge. And it's better for the environment, and it's better for everybody.
Think of having one system that delivers on all your needs rather than two separate systems delivering individual needs. So, and that's really enabled by the beam tuning and color tuning capability. So one system to address all needs is what makes Lumadapt unique from a sports lighting perspective and venue operation perspective.
As part of our game presentation, we rely on FX lighting and the traditional modes of DMX communication to support that presentation. The wonderful thing about this new product is, again, it's simply and easily integrated into our existing control systems. No requirements for complicated cross-platform communications. This fixture simply supported an industry standard in DMX and allowed us to simply plug in and start programming right away.
It was essentially seamless, and their team was very, very thorough and worked well with us to just sort of say, here's how our setup works, and then I passed along our technical info to them, and we were sort of able to bridge that gap pretty easily. And rarely happens with projects like this, but it was essentially plugged it in and it worked the first time. So that was great.
Being selected to do Scotia Bank with our Lumadapt system is really important for us. We've done a number of NHL arenas, NBA facilities, and when we continually get selected, it tells us that we're doing the right things, right? That we're the leaders in the market, because it's becoming more obvious that bringing fans into the game, bringing them in earlier, putting out the best broadcast are the things that resonate with the venues. And so when we're being selected with our Lumadapt product, that's telling us we're doing a lot of things right.
We knew that we were one of only a handful of venues that had started to fall behind in terms of lighting, and we were certainly encouraged by both of our leagues to make the plunge to LED. So we went ahead and we worked with both of those leagues very closely through the RFP process, through the selection process, and ultimately through the installation process. We've had the leagues back, they've verified the outcome of the installation, and both of our leagues are extremely happy with what they've seen.
It's been great this year with the new lighting. First thing that comes to mind is the evenness from one end of the rink to the next. The exposure is the same throughout, as well in the center of the ice. Before, we had issues with a large shadow underneath that was cast by the giant video board. So it appears that they lit underneath there, so that's all nice and even. As well, they focused more of the lighting on the benches, So the exposure of the players and their faces is a lot more even, and it's a lot better.
One of the biggest concerns with broadcast historically in this building was the uniformity across the playing surface, and so with the installation of the new system we were able to greatly improve the uniformity, which certainly helps the broadcast and ultimately the product that we're delivering to people's couches.
For Scotia Bank being such a versatile arena, the Lumadapt really is tailor-made for all the activity that comes through. You know, it's not uncommon to see basketball one day, hockey the next day, a concert the next day, and then the circus comes to town, right? And every one of those events has a particular lighting need. And because Lumadapt can adapt and change to meet the needs of the various activity, we're really excited to see how that's going to look in the years to come.
I feel really good about what we've done here, and I think that, you know, if somebody asked me which facility had the best lighting system in North America, I would say it's certainly this one. I think we went to market, we did our research, and we got what I would call the best available system on the market today.